Hello, and welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus. This is a build that I have done for the CallMeCarson Season 5 SMP Online server, and I guess we'll just get right down to it. So, I couldn't have done this build as fast as I did. It took about 4 or 5 days without the help of several people on the server, namely Jog, Iron Bulldog, and Joe Master. So thank you to all of you. And then there's also Mr. Cooliz, who created this Figura model. The Figura model was made in a day, I believe. And uh, between that and having Bubble follow around and everything, Bubble actually latches on to random living entities. So Bubble will just screw around a lot, and it's very funny. One of the things that I can do involves welcome, the silly googly eyes. Then we turn off welcome and we do intermission. Whee! We love intermission. So this starts with a waystone. This is the tent. We are encased in glass because there is a lot of mobs in this particular area. Luckily, there is a lake around here, and I have surrounded the tent with trees, despite it not being like a very foresty area, to kind of add to the digital circus design. So here you come to the Waystone and you have these signs. Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus. Find all 5 gloinks, take screenies, and enjoy. So let's go. We see several paintings that I did with the Joy of Painting mod, which is used on our server. And I absolutely love this mod. There is so much you can do with it. Part of my logic in even bothering to do this entire project was the fact that we did have the Joy of Painting mod. Because without it, I don't even know what I would do. You couldn't just, like, I guess all I could do is just make giant sculptures out of concrete for everybody, but then those are just sculptures. You can't really do anything with them. At least here you can kind of explore. So on our left we have Bubble, on our right we have Kane, and in the middle we have Zooble, Gangle, Pomni, Jax, Ragatha, and Kinger. Here we have these little extensions that I've done with paintings, with canvases. And so the reason I've done that is to utilize glowstone. So as long as I'm using the glowstone behind the paintings, the light comes through. And because of that, I don't have to cover the floor in just torches or try to make use of frog lights for the millionth time. I can just do something creative. These are all glowstone as well in here. We actually had our grand opening on the server of the Digital Circus on August 22nd, where we had a big party with a whole bunch of people. We auctioned off the originals of all the paintings, and at the same time, we had a watch party. So that's the top floor. Let's head down. So very chaotic, as you probably saw. I couldn't do the swirly staircase thing, not staircase, the swirly like slide that they have in the show because I was limited on space in the amount of time that I had. But I'm very happy with how everything turned out. The combination of paintings and again glowstone to help light the floor, as well as concrete. And the player head database that we use on the server allowed me to decorate this and bring everything to life a little bit more. Um, we have this dice block, we have the fake outside window thing, we have just lots of blocks, lots and lots of blocks. We have the pipes up there, and we have bubbles and bubble. And then the stage I'm very proud of. It took a bit of tweaking. If you look on this angle, you can't even really tell that there's anything separate from the floor, really. But if we do this, you can see that I have just matched the floor as perfectly as possible to the stage so that everything meshes very well. We can tell a little bit more on this side, but from this angle, can't really tell. And then the stage curtain was a lot of work, but I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of how it turned out. Um, as you noticed when we came in, we have the ability to essentially go through the paintings as sort of like secret doorways, and it's very fun. because no matter how many times I utilize it or other people utilize it, everybody always forgets that you can do that. So nobody ever suspects it when it comes up. So yeah, let's see if there's anything behind here. And oh, yes, there is. There is our shy rabbit boy. And then if we turn around, we have a cute little simplified version of the outside. So that's pretty much it for this room. Bubble, come with us as we go into the bedroom hallway. So obviously this is significantly smaller than the hallway in the show. The hallway in the show, I think, has an end and has many, many, many more doors, many of crossed out faces that we especially see in episode 1. But I just mainly focused on our main 6 characters because I did not want to overwhelm myself in the amount of time that I had. So let's get started with Pomni's door. And oh, we have the exit door. Let's see where this goes. Why, it goes to the void. Goes to the void. I managed to, there's Bubble. I managed to create the void using many different layers of stained glass as well as different types of white colored blocks and I believe some prismarine lanterns. And I think it turned out really nice. It's very pretty, it's very weird, and it's meant to feel otherworldly, just like the actual void. So now we go through here, and on the other side of Pomni's door is blocks, because one of the only things we see in Pomni's room in episode 2 is a bunch of blocks. Granted, the blocks have letters on them, but I am limited by the Joy of Painting mod. Amazing mod, granted, that lets you do anything. But yeah, I'd like to add as well, all the paintings and canvases were all done by me. I did everything I could to match the paintings on the doors to the actual images on the doors in the show. So now let's go through Jax's door. Oh, and he has a warp pad. You probably heard Bubble there for a second. So here we're in a horrible room. Let's just back up a little bit. Well, that sounded bad, but I'm sure we're fine. I'm sure we're not in any real danger. Oh, what's that? It sounds like Jingle Bells.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Right up
Filling
through
chests with
Dead
crack,
Snow,
over
in a
buddies
one-horse
we
go.
laugh.
Let's get out of here.
all
This
the
seems like hell.
way.
Laughing
What
all
fun
the
it
way
is
to
to
mine and
bells
craft
gabbing
until
me
tomorrow
upright.
night.
Oh, and this is what we exit to. So let me back up a little bit. The deal with Jax's room. So a couple things. On our server, the CallMeCarson crew has come up with, I think, over or around 200 custom music discs in which they've taken songs from other video games that they know their general fan base really enjoy. And they also have taken songs and weird little audio clips that they have done themselves. Um, Carson has a video in which he just sings many different versions of Jingle Bells. And for some cruel reason, they have added 6 versions of that to the server, and they are the most common discs that you find. All of these discs are findable at random. And those discs in particular are, well, you heard them. You heard them layered on top of each other. They are fitting for a Jax room, is how we'll put it. That particular room that we got transported to has 6 constant looping jukeboxes, playing all 6 Carson Christmas discs at the same time. Because of the nature of how Redstone works and how the jukeboxes work in the game, it takes a moment for the music to come in. The previous song has to have ended and a new song has to start for the music to come in for us to be able to hear it. But anyway, that is Jax's room. Jax's room is a little nightmare. So now we'll go into Ragatha's room. And Ragatha's room is simple. We have a soft bowl and we have stupid sauce. I love Ragatha as a character, but I did not want to make a room that just had mommy trauma and horses. Although I guess in hindsight I probably could have done that, but I'm very happy with the softball and the stupid sauce. I think it's cute that she has a stash of it. Next is Kinger's room, and Kinger also has a warp pad. We won't spend too much time on Kinger's room, because Kinger's room is an entirely different build I did earlier in the season. Kinger's room goes to something called the Board Game Cafe. If you are interested in the Board Game Cafe, I can do a separate video on it specifically. If playing board games on the CallMeCarson server is something you'd be into, please contact Mesa or Ash Raccoon on the server. They can get you set up. Uh, but yeah, basically, this is a chess game I have made for the server that you can play. I've seen several people play games of chess on the server with this set, and it's always fun. So yeah, that's where Kinger's room leads. And then, of course, on the other side of Kinger's door, we have Queenie, who I believe that's a fan name. I don't think that's an actual canonical name for the character. Unless it is. I don't actually know. Then before we go into Gangle's room, we're actually going to go into Zubal's room. And here we have a pressure plate. So once again, a big thank you to Jog. They did the redstone to make that happen. It makes me very happy that it plays when you enter her room. And oh dear God, that's just Kane. Well, we're gonna move on to Gangle's room. Now, what could Gangle's room possibly have? Why, it leads to an art gallery. And again, these are all paintings I made with the Joy of Painting mod. The mod, while very limited, is still a painting mod. Like you are capable of whatever you want to be capable of. The very first digital circus painting I did on the server was this Jack's Crash Out painting. I did that painting, I did a couple more, and then I decided I was going to do this build, all right after having seen the new episode over a week ago now. I was just very, very inspired creatively, and I wanted to do this all as fast as possible while still making it, decent. Uh, so yeah, the Jack's Crash Out painting was my first one, and then we have the Jack's Made paintings, which usually do very well on auction on the server. Um, we've also got our Pomni paintings. We've got a little bit of everybody. Uh, yeah, we even have Gummy Goo. We have Abstraction. We have Kaufmo. Um, I'm very happy with how all of the paintings have turned out. They don't really have super creative names, other than Lost in the Sauce, which is this painting, and Girl with Kaleidoscope Eyes, which I have a feeling was an intentional detail on the creator's part, but I could be wrong. And when I say creator's part, I don't mean me, I mean Gooseworks with the design of Pomni's eyes, because I've never, at least to my memory, I've never seen eyes that look like that on a character. But yeah, Zubul has many different designs, but I just kept going with the same consistent one for my artistic sanity, we'll say. I love that Zubul is always changing, but in the time that I had, most of these paintings I did in a single day, and so I was pretty limited in what I was going to explore. Without stressing myself out over it, because I didn't stress myself out over it. I had a lot of fun doing all this. At no point would I say I was stressed. This was all genuinely fun. Um, the Jack's painting here is kind of like a take on Van Gogh's self-portrait. It's a little jank, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Um, I've always really loved the ending credits sequence of the cast stargazing. Um, but here we have Kinger specifically. I think it's just a sweet little thing that Kinger would be stargazing. He's clearly more complex uh, than he makes himself out to be, or that the other characters give him credit for. Um, but yeah, the Scummy Goo painting, it's basically gotten snapped. And then I really like this one, even though it's a little jank. This silhouette of Jackson Pomni in each other's respective colors. I really love how the Gangle with the Tommy gun turned out. I have this cute little painting of Gangle drawing Zubul. We've got Kinger with his butterfly. We have Regatha Noir. We have these bubble paintings. This one I'm particularly proud of. And we have this, I think, very good Pomni painting. Uh, I think she looks great, especially with, uh, again, the restricted detail we have on these paintings. So yeah, I have had a lot of fun making this build. We're going to go upstairs one more time, take one last look around, and then we're going to go from there. And also, just to clarify, on the other side of Gangle's door is like a little pencil holder with some pens and what is supposed to be a notepad, but it's really hard to tell. Um, but yeah, let's head out. So again, let's take a last look around the place. Bubble every now and again scares the crap out of me. Whoops. And up we go. So again, we'll look at Kane. Kane, the top half of Kane, I'm super happy with. The bottom half of Kane, I did my best. Kane is a complex character to draw. He has a lot going on, but has like a small frame overall. This is obviously not a small frame that I have drawn him on, but he has a lot going on, so did what I could. And we see the same bubble, which I love. This painting took me a while because it's 6 separate canvases, and it's just it was a lot to get to make sure that the couch matched all the way across, to make sure that everybody fit on the couch. But it all turned out, I think, perfectly. I'm very happy with how this painting turned out. And then on the other side, we have the gloinks. We have all our cute little gloinks. On the sign outside, it said there were 5 gloinks, but here we only see 4. The 5th one is under Bubble. And it's the Gloink Mommy. Hello, Gloink Mommy. You're very close to me. I'm gonna go now. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you for joining me on this little tour of the Amazing Digital Circus build on the CallMeCarson Season 5 SMP Online server. If you'd like to check out any of the CallMeCarson videos, he's CallMeCarson on YouTube as well as on Twitch. And if you'd want to join the server, it's $5 a month, or you can use your Prime subscription through Twitch. Every Prime subscription allows you to have one free sub to a streamer of your choice. I use mine for Carson so that I can play on the server. Or you could subscribe through YouTube as well. Besides all that, if you want to sign up, go to callmecarson.live. That website takes you to the SMP Online section, which has all the information you need to get set up and play on this really fun server with several hundred people on any given day. But yeah, thank you again. I love this server. I love Digital Circus. I love Carson. I love Gooseworks. And this was a very fun project to do. And yeah, thank you all again for watching.